guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, for the last couple of weeks, there's been lots of conversations around, the UK immigration numbers, and there's been different meetings by policy, makers, even in the House of Parliament around what they can actually do to bring down those numbers. And a couple of, measures has been proposed again. I mean, this particular time, the measures proposed are actually not just for those who are only coming into the UK, so even for those who are already in the UK, some of these proposed measures would definitely be of massive impact to our life living and working in the United Kingdom. So we're going to go into full details of all of these proposed measures are and what we should expect on UK immigration policies in the next couple of months, next couple of years. So if you're currently in the UK on a visa, or someone who's in the UK on a visa, you sure do want to watch it, let them watch this video till the end. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, come on, do it to hit on the subscribe button. I share everything UK immigration, transition into tech, and lifestyle vlog generally. So just click on the red subscribe button to join the amazing great family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. A couple of days ago, the UK policy makers published a particular report on what they think is the major issue or concern with the current number around the UK immigration statistics, and what they propose that could help reduce the number of people coming into the UK compared to the number of people leaving. I mean, the night migration number here in the United Kingdom. And we're going to look at what the report says and then share my thoughts about what I think we should expect and what is actually going to happen around UK immigration in the next couple of months and years. So let's start with the report here. Now, the report exposes that at least £11 million is being spent by non-government organizations, NGOs, with a focus on migration issues on research. So they spend over £11 million on research on migration issues and also analyzing and lobbying. Now, with a further of £30 million in taxpayer funded grants to universities, most of which have a clear tilt towards liberal immigration policies. So, some of the things they do around UK immigration policies to help curb migration, they say that it costs them about £11 million from NGO funding to focus on migration issues, and also under £30 million of taxpayers' money to carry out research and all of that towards liberal immigration policies. And it seems like a whole lot. However, let's get to even know about some of the measures that they've proposed. Now, if you go further in the report, now the report argues that the policy response needs to change the incentives, whether they are on migrants, whether they be on migrants themselves, employers, and rentals. Now, other government departments and third country who do not cooperate on returning their nationals. Now, the report recommends, now these are some of the recommendations that this report is proposing to the House of Parliament as regards reducing the migration number in the UK. Now, the first recommendation was an auction system to allocate a limited number of work visa to ensure they go to the highest quality candidates, with the proceeds used to increase wages in the care sector. Now, the whole idea basically is they want, there should be like a cap on the number of work visa that the UK Home Office can issue to those who are looking at coming to the UK, and the plan that the proceeds they make from those, limited visa allocation should be pumped into the care sector. Now, pumping those funds into the care sector makes sense. Obviously, the UK care sector is actually, going through a hard time at the moment. However, and in most developed countries are doing this anyways, they put a cap on number of work visa they get to like issue on a monthly or on a daily basis. Now, in as much as this putting a cap makes sense in itself, the challenge is because of the need of so many organizations across different sectors in the UK, it might be a little bit difficult because if they put a cap on number of work visas, what if there's a shortage of certain occupations in so many other organizations? So this makes it a little bit tricky for them, and that's why this has been measured a lot of time, and that's why it's been quite difficult for the UK government to actually implement this, because if they put a cap, some sectors, some organizations in the UK will experience shortage of population, which will also, affect the productivity and the economy of the country. So, one thing I think that might not actually happen, but you never can tell about the UK. Anything can actually be implemented. And the second recommendation is a system of surety which imposes a penalty on visa holder if they do not leave on time. Okay, so what this is saying now is that, so if you're probably coming to the UK on the student visa, they're not saying that you probably need to probably put something down to prove that when you're done with your program and you're able to like get a new visa, you must leave. So it's more like, the way when you're renting here in the UK, you have to put like a deposit sort of thing, so that when you're leaving the apartment, if you destroy anything or there's any damage on the property you lived in, you get to lose that deposit. So I think that's what they're planning to do. But that's going to be a little bit tricky because if they're probably going to do that, then I don't know. I really don't know how that's going to work, to be honest. Let's see how it goes. If I, in my opinion, I think the Home Office probably not go ahead with this because it's like, I don't know, people are paying into the economy and you're still asking them to put in like a guarantee that they would leave if they're, if they stay back, or if they're done with the program or their current visa expires and they're able to get a new one. That surety would probably be like a guarantee that they would leave. I don't know how this is going to work, but this is one of the recommendations made by the policy holders. Now, another recommendation is illegal migrants to know they will not be allowed to settle in the UK, but will be transferred to safe accommodations on Ascension Island. Now, for those who live in the UK illegally, I mean, some of the things that they get like benefits is after a couple of years, and I know it used to be 10 years, you can apply for indefinite leave to remain. Planning to actually push it to like 20 years. So if you're here in the UK legally for 20 years, you can then think of applying for your indefinite leave to remain. Now, what they're proposing now is that there should not be that avenue at all. So if you're coming to the UK illegally, the only way out is for you to be moved to a different country or moved back to your own country. And yeah, this is going to get a lot of backlash from human rights and all of that, because it's going to be a very tricky one, and that's why so many illegal immigrants are in the UK, and the government find it challenging to actually move them anywhere, and they're paying billions of pounds on a monthly basis to sort an accommodation for them. So, but yeah, we'll see how this works. Now, another recommendation is tougher law to block visas and overseas aid going to country that do not cooperate in return of their nationals. So this is now beyond, immigrants. This is now, targeting the countries where those immigrants are coming from. So if we have 5,000 of your immigrants in our country, you should be willing to take them back because they are your nationals. So they're not saying that if they don't comply, or if these countries don't comply, they're looking at putting like a tough laws to block visas and overseas aid from those countries. We'll see how that plays out eventually. Now, another recommendation is more tougher penalties for those employing and renting accommodation to people without rights to be in the UK. Now, it's not news that for you to be able to like rent property or get an employment, you will be required to provide a share code. And what the share code does is it tells employer or landlords your current rights to live and work in the UK. And if you don't have a share code, employers are not legally allowed to, employ you, or landlords are not allowed legally to give you an accommodation. So what they're planning now is to put in a tougher penalties on employers and landlords that are giving accommodation to these individuals, hoping that this is scare them away from employing someone without papers or renting an accommodation someone without papers. Now, another accommodation is a cross European coalition to form the ECHR with the willingness to take your willingness to leave if this is not delivered. Now, the issue of immigration has been one of the most contentious on the Western world. So far, few countries have managed to, have managed this issue well, but the British immigration system is a particular shambles. So yeah, they actually, not just in the UK alone, so many other developed countries think the UK have not been able to manage their immigration system properly, and I think it's actually a little bit challenging for them because of the volume of people trying to come into the country and also the need of the country for these immigrants. So if you have any thoughts around this, share those thoughts in the comment section. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do it to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.